Well, good Tuesday afternoon. This is the 16th of May. God, what a beautiful, gorgeous day. Fella was going to mow the grass this morning, but my shit's always broken. Welcome to the Rick Bork channel, where the language fucking sucks. My shit's always broken. Your opinion doesn't matter. In Barkfest 2022, July 29th and 30th. So come on over and have a beer and have a good time. Live music. Gotta let me know by the end of May if you're coming, so that way we can make arrangements for food and parking and all that other stuff. Let me know down in the dingle box down there. Let me know if you're coming. I got to work on that lawnmower. I think in this video, we are going to jump in and we are going to put Bluetooth audio, remote calling, doohickey thingamabob. We're going to put Bluetooth in a Toyota Prius. So let's do it. Well, good Monday morning. 2006 Toyota Prius. And today we're going to install the Grom Bluetooth 3 Bluetooth, hands-free, and wireless audio adapter. It allows you to pair your phone to the vehicle and use the factory instrument panel to control your phone, do voice calling, and all of that stuff. So let's jump into it. All right, start out here on this left side. We're going to go ahead and remove the heat duct. We'll lay it up there on the dash. Down here, we're going to have a Phillips screwdriver. Let's see if we can give you a little bit better light here. Phillips screw there. Take that one out. There'll be another Phillips here. We'll take that one out. Then we should be able to pop with our trim panel, be able to pop this lower panel loose. They have a aftermarket light added on here. That's this wire, so we're going to want to pay attention to that and not tear that off. And we'll just lay the panel down so we can access the rest of the pieces that we need to. So I'm going to set you down here and I'll get that panel off, and the rest of it just snaps on. You just got to unclip it, the trim tool of some sort. You'll be able to come in here and pop that free. You'll hear the clips pop, and they look like that. Same thing over on this side and this seam right there. Okay, so this trim panel up on top here is snapped in as well with clips. We can go ahead and pop that up and slide it over slightly. We don't need to go ahead and disconnect all the electrical because we need to get down to this trim panel and that vent, so we can remove that vent, and we'll remove the one on the other side as well. Let me try to find a place for you to sit in here. Maybe that works. That might work. Okay. So we should be able to grasp in the back there, grasp our sides, come down to the bottom, and we'll work our way around that. These trim panels are a little bit delicate on these. Some of them like to come out nicely, others not so much all the time. So it depends on how long they've been together and all of that. Some of these things just take a little bit of little bit of oomph to get the last clip to pop free. I'm just trying to see where it is so we can try to pop it out of there without cracking a panel or anything like that. It's a little bit hard to see here. There we go. Okay, now we can, there's going to be an electrical connector on the back for the park switch. So we're going to need to be able to get to that and disconnect it. There's a tab on the top of the connector that you push down, release. Again, we'll just set this back up on top here. So now we're on this side here. We want to be able to get to this trim panel and release it. There. The tool gets set. Rick, where'd you put your trim tool? No, I had it. Down there. Okay. Alright, same thing on this side. Remove the panel. Set that one off to the side. And then you're going to have a couple of 10mm bolts on each side, but we have to take this lower part off first. A couple of Phillips screws on each side. You can see one there, and then there's one over here on the opposite side. So take those out. That should give us the room to remove this front door / storage compartment. We can set that all down. Customer stuff back in there. Now 10mm there, and one on each side in the top, and we can pull that front control interface out. Alright, so your top half of this audio, what I'd call the audio stack, unclips after you remove those top 2 bolts. And we're going to look in here and see if we can actually get to the connectors we need to without complete removal, but I don't think so. So we'll just go ahead and disconnect these in the back here. And all right, now that we got that top half off, the 2 bolts in the back there, we got to go ahead and remove those. That third one in the middle does not matter. We just remove the ones on the outside, and then we can take the lower half of the stack out, and we can start making our connections here. Okay, now the lower stack can be pulled out, and we have the little cubby on the bottom here that has stuff in it, so we'll have to be careful to not dump that everywhere. On the back here is where some of our connections are going to happen. Okay, so you can see the empty cavity here in the back of the radio. That is where the connector will plug into. With the release tab facing down. Try not to get tangled in the other wire here. I don't know if you can see, but that is clipped in. Depending on your application, there's this second connector shell where you would actually wire that in. In this application, we don't need that. So now we have our Bluetooth module installed. We're gonna go ahead and stick this back into place for a moment. We're not gonna put any bolts in, but it does snap in, as you could hear there. So now that we have that, come here, get out of there. Now that we have that installed, we need to go ahead and install the microphone. So that way, when you speak to the vehicle, it can hear you. So we're going to route that into a position up here and do the routing of the wire across the dash and get it hooked into the microphone port there. Okay, so the microphone comes with this little mounting bracket. It's got a adhesive pad on the bottom, a little swivel on it, and the microphone will clip into that. I was going to put it over here, but depending on how people enter and exit the vehicle, it could get tore off pretty easily. So for this application, I struggle with these little adhesive, that little backer that's on there. Come on, Rick. Find the edge of a fingernail. Getting it, getting it, getting it, getting it. Struggle bus. Driven. Okay, so in this instance, I'm going to mount it up here on top of the rear view mirror. It's going to be out of the way. It's actually going to be semi-hidden, where like in a factory Bluetooth vehicle, you'll see a little, what looks like a little speaker in the headliner. That's what your, that's the microphone for your, and I already pre-wiped that down with a alcohol pad, so it's been drying for a few minutes. We can go ahead and clip that in there. And it looks like that, nice and clean, and you can aim it toward the driver. And I think that'll work out just fine. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and make our microphone connection to the Bluetooth module. We're going to tuck the Bluetooth module back down in here. There's like a nice little spot where it'll nest in pretty nice. And I'll grab the bolt that I dropped earlier. That one. It'll actually nest in pretty nicely down there once everything's put together, and it shouldn't rattle around or anything like that. We can go ahead and put the audio control unit, radio, depends on application and what you'd like to call it, back in. Reverse assembly on everything else, and then we'll go ahead and get the Bluetooth synced to my phone and verify that it works. We'll go from there. You'll have one of them days, Rick. Yep. Come on. I should have put these on after that lower centerpiece. Now that they've been released, it makes it a lot easier to release those tabs again. They're a little bit more pliable. The dash is reassembled. We just got to put the customer's little phone holder back in. And we'll get into programming. Okay, so for pairing on this, to get your phone synced to it, you want to open your Bluetooth, make sure your phone's discoverable, turn the ignition on, and it comes up with Grom Car, it's called. It's discoverable for 3 minutes after the ignition's turned on. If you don't figure it out in the first 3 minutes, no big deal. Turn the ignition off, turn it back on, and it goes back into being rediscovered again. Once it's connected, you'll see the Grom Car connected for calls and audio. Once it's connected, it will automatically reconnect as long as the Bluetooth is turned on your phone. So then you hit done. I don't have, if your phone is set up for voice calling, mine is not, you would go and press the scan button 2 times on the radio, and that allows you to enter voice calling, and you can tell the phone, the audio system, who to call. My phone isn't set up for that, and I'm not going to set it up, but we can verify that it works. So we go into tape disc, and it has to say disc 1, track 1. And then you can go and use something that's audio. Maybe we go 11/64. So this is just from my editor. It's just a older video that I pulled up, and as you can see, it's working through the car's radio. You turn it up and down accordingly as you need. There's other various features in this that I'll go over with the customer, and you'll have a manual to explain to you the features that you would like. But primarily you can do audio streaming and hands-free calling, voice calling. You can pick up and receive let me make sure I'm right here. To receive a call. Answer the call, you press the track up button, so it's right there. Super convenient. Driving down the road, somebody calls, bink, hit the button, pick up the phone. No big deal. To reject the call, press track down button. So again, right there. End the call, press previous track or track down. Same thing. And answer call waiting is next track or track up. So everything is going to be controlled right here. You're not having to, you can, throw your phone in your purse, your pocket, whatever. You don't have to worry about having it right there. It is nice if you're using navigation, but now it can all be paired through that. You can use whatever charger goes to your phone. You don't need to have another cable, auxiliary, all that plug-in stuff. Your phone can be completely cordless from it, other than if it needs to be charged. So always make sure if you're installing one of these for the customer, make sure they have the manual. I like to put it in the car right where they can see it, so when they get in, they're like, oh, okay, I got the manual. Make sure that you read it to your best knowledge, understand it, and then you can go through it with the customer, get them set up, make sure that it works for them before they take it from you, and you should be all right. That is Bluetooth audio and hands-free calling module installed in a 2006 Toyota Prius. Most, I think, 04, 05 to 2009 are going to be the same thing. Dash comes apart the same way. All the components are the same. Depending on your level of navigation and such in the screen there, you may have to piggyback that other connector. You would unplug that one and plug it into the other side of that harness. Super simple installation. Like I said, we routed the antenna or the speaker up into the headliner, around this seam, down behind that, you can see that with the wire there, that weather seal holds it nice and tight. It doesn't snug, it doesn't chafe. And then we jumped into the instrument panel under that little trim, ran it across, tucked everything in, kind of give the dash a pat. Nothing's bouncing around in there. That module is down in a nice secure spot. The wire harness that goes to it, it holds it in there nice and steady. So no issues, no problems. I will leave the packaging with the customer. The customer purchased this module themselves, so that way if they have a problem, they can return it if they need to, but it does work. If you guys like what I'm doing, throw me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, get my notifications. Memberships are down there if you want one, and I do appreciate it because it helps us out on the channel. We'll see you guys again next time.